So let's look at some more structures that we have in our brain. And again, we're looking at a mid-sagittal section here. The brain is cut in half. So we're looking at the structures here that are on the mid-sagittal section of the brain. So one thing we haven't mentioned yet is the cerebellum is this guy back here towards the posterior side of the brain. And the cerebellum is involved with movement, keeping you in balance, and keeping your posture correct. And the key thing about the cerebellum is you can see it has this white matter branching tree of neuron axons going through it. So scientists thought that this was really important, so they called it the tree of life. So the correct name for this structure is arbor vitae. Vitae is life, arbor is tree. So tree of life translates to arbor vitae. So the correct anatomical term for this tree-like white shape you can see there in your cerebellum is the arbor vitae. Now also you can see where your cerebrum meets your cerebellum, there is a deep groove there. So remember, deep grooves are called fissures. So this is the transverse fissure here separating the cerebrum from the cerebellum down below. Now also when your brain's cut in half, you can see the ventricles. Ventricles are spaces inside the brain that contain cerebrospinal fluid. So there's several ventricles we need to know the name of. The first one's called the lateral ventricles, and you have two lateral ventricles. There's one on this side of the brain, which is the left side of the brain, and there'll be another one on the right side of the brain. So this is the lateral ventricles right here. And then from there, the fluid drips into this space, which is all around the intermediate mass of the thalamus here. And this is called the third ventricle. So we got lateral ventricles, third ventricles, which is all around the intermediate mass of the thalamus. Then there's a tiny channel here called the cerebral aqueduct, which delivers the cerebrospinal fluid down into the fourth ventricle, which is down here. So we got lateral ventricle, third ventricle, cerebral aqueduct, fourth ventricle. So the fourth ventricle is way down here between the cerebellum and the pons. So those ventricles are really important for the circulation of your cerebrospinal fluid. Now also in an earlier video, I forgot to show you one structure, which you can see here on the front of the brain. Right behind where the hypothalamus will connect to the pituitary gland, there's a little bump there. It's called the mammillary body, and there's two of them. So when you look at the brain and it's all together, you'll see two little bumps here just above the pons. They're called the mammillary bodies. So I think by now we've mentioned most of the main structures of the brain. Another important structure which we haven't mentioned yet is right here. See this large white band that I'm rubbing with my finger right now? This is called the corpus callosum. So you can imagine it's very important that the right side of the brain can talk to the left side of the brain. So all the neurons that cross back and forth from right side to left side of brain, they all have axons that pass through this area, the corpus callosum. So this is a really important structure that connects the neurons that are on the left side of the brain to the neurons that are on the right side of the brain. So all of this right here is the corpus callosum.